What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Whenever this falls, somewhere in January. What are you talking about today, Jen? Health and wellness.
Health and wellness. It's kind of a fun one.
And we're going to talk about products too a little bit because
yes,
it kind of goes in line. Do you want to start with products?
Sure, if you want to.
So I'm going to kind of have you take the lead a little bit, but I want to lead. Did I really just say that? I'm going to have you take the lead, but I want to lead. I was going to say, I want to lead off with a thought that we talk about all the freaking time. And if people have listened for any amount of episodes, they know that we talk about doing things with intent and having a why, having a reason. And it's easy to sort of think that you have a why and go off of things, because I've been guilty of it too in the past. And I'm sure that I've made mistakes recently too that haven't caught up yet, or I haven't noticed yet, or whatever. But when you're doing anything within your business, it's important to have a why, and the why really needs to be yours. So when we talk about product lines, we choose the product lines, and we work with product lines that fit our brand and our mission and our core values and all that stuff. And that's important to us, and we're not wavering from it. Right. I am contacted constantly, as I'm sure all salon owners are, through email.
Had someone drop in yesterday.
Yeah. And by companies that are like, can I send you products? Can I do this? And I'll ask them like 2 or 3 questions. And if there's a no, like, for example, we don't really stock a lot of products. We have some retail. We keep it limited. You kind of curate things that sell well. Yep. Things that you want to get immediately into people's hands, such as like extension care.
Yep.
For
and
home.
Some convenience factor. Someone that's like, I'm out of shampoo. There's something there that
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like things that sell. That's what I mean by that. Yeah. We're not a retail first operation.
Correct.
So
we have links for everything.
For us, when somebody comes in, I had this, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, where a company just stopped in and interrupted me, and
I had that yesterday.
Told me how great their product was, and I was like, "Great, do you guys have affiliate links?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, so that's not really an option. I'm not buying into a whole product line to put on a shelf that I don't even know anything about."
Right.
So
I don't need the stress of trying to sell it all, because
I'm not too worried about it, because if it vibes, then it vibes, and if it doesn't, then I just move on. It's not, but I'm not bringing in stuff just to bring stuff in.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Because in this industry, there are so many impulse buys consistently put in front of you. And that's what it is. It's an impulse buy. And it's a rep's job, or now product lines are endorsed by certain people, but it's their job to try to want to get you to impulse buy it and have it all in there and have it on stock and make you believe that it's going to do all these things. But if you don't have a mission, a core values, or why and how you operate your business, whether your business is big or small, you need to have that. Then you're the target audience for all of these impulse products that they're going to be like, you need to have this. And you're like, yes, I do. I need to. And then you walk into these salons that have this mishmash of all these different products, and they don't even know why they have them all, because you don't have the intent behind why you were even allowed them to come into your business.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even count how many salons I've tagged along with you at for education or whatever. And I'm like, I don't get the direction here. Like, where are they going? And then I've always been against this. So I used to work a little bit of a backstory, and then people will understand why, but I used to work in bars, and the amount of just cheesy, tacky collateral would drive me insane. Like, there would be like, just I'm talking to the point we used to have Corona girls come in, and like, you know, the Miller Lite girls would come in to do like promo events.
Yep.
And just like there would be like these tchotchkes and cardboard things. And like, I don't need a t-shirt that's like 6 sizes too wide that says Corona on it. You know what I mean? Like, so, and in the hair industry,
it's funny how the drunkards get real excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It worked. I mean, we sold the product, but
totally.
like that is not my vibe. Like I can't deal with that. That's all I had to say there.
So I was recently just teaching in a salon because, it's new year, start back up, get out there, put myself in other salons. So talk about all the products that I love. But it's funny because my approach this year is sort of like, what do you want to get out of it? So I was saying to them, and this salon has all different retail, different color lines. Like that's just what this owner supports. So I would ask them, like, so one of the products wasn't working for them. So I was like, well, is your owner going to still get you the other products she used to have? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, so do you want to learn how to use this product or are you fine with the one you have? And she's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well then you have to think of as a colorist, what do you stand for?
You have to figure out,
beauty it is clean beauty, is great ingredients or better ingredients. Is that important to you? And is it important to your clientele? And then I went a step further and I said, so to me, it's extremely important. I want to be around the cleanest ingredients I can that can deliver and perform, right? So that's part of my mission as a stylist. And it became our mission for our staff. They are young. They don't really have an opinion on being around chemicals or not. They're just like, I need to foil someone's hair. I'm going to use whatever lightener is put in front of me. They're lucky to be led by people that are like, I want to put the best lightener with the best ingredients so that the longevity of their career, they're doing these color services with ingredients that are okay for them to be around. That's important to me. And eventually in their career, hopefully that sort of aligns with them too. But right now they just trust the process that you and I put out. But she was like, yeah, I guess I would want to be around cleaner ingredients all day while I'm coloring and lightening people's hair. I'm like, okay, then let's talk about the clay lightener we have and how to formulate it differently so that you can get the same results you're getting with this other one, but now you're around better ingredients. But it was fun to get her thinking, like, what is important to you? Because if it's not, then just keep using what you're using. But if it is, then let's find a way to get this one on your clients to give you the same results you're getting from the one you were previously using. But a lot of people don't think. They're just like, oh, that's shiny and new. That looks great. That's popular. My staff's excited, so I'm bringing it in. If you bring in everything your staff gets excited about,
you start looking like the bar.
Be a tchotchke shop.
Yeah, you start looking like the bar I was talking about with just stuff everywhere. And
we're not. It happens in our salon. Like we have stuff that they're like, we want to get this in. I recently was like, this is a crowd pleaser. It's a shit product, and it doesn't stand up or live up to any standards that we hold for product companies that we will bring in. So it's a no, but here's what I will do. I'll take that and I'll be inspired and I'll figure out some cocktails with the products we do promote and we do align with, and I'll find a way to get you what that product does, but in a way that's way better for the hair and way better for what you're trying to do. Challenge accepted. That
brings up a great point. So one, we're always open to a conversation. So if you're a product rep, just like make a fucking appointment. Like, I don't get how they don't understand
Make an appointment.
I don't get how it's almost an automatic no, except I don't do that.
Me too.
It's almost an automatic
Someone
no.
popped in the other day and left like a bag of treats. And I'm like, yeah, it's
with no context.
And I had I had like 10 minutes and you just took it from me. So I'm like, I don't
get how they don't get that we're in a appointment-based industry. And or maybe they do, and most people aren't willing to take their call or whatever, which is also fine, but you're shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to us, because it just, I would never do that to you. And that's how I look at it, you know? Mm-hmm. We're always open to having the conversation. So our staff might bring us a product, and the first thing we do is check the brand. Does it even fit or align with our business and our branding, you know, our mission, our focus, whatever. And then from there, I have to wonder, like, what hole does this fill? Mm-hmm. Because if we have a way to accomplish the same thing with something we already have, I'm not bringing a new product in just to bring a new product in. It doesn't make sense to me. I would much rather have something that's cohesive and something that's designed to all work together.
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense
And
more
I
to me.
think,
And I use products very rarely. Men's hair products, and I mean, hair products are hair products, to be honest, but I'm not doing the amount of curling and blow drying and all that stuff that you are. Usually I'm just finishing maybe a quick blow dry or something, but so I don't have enough of a background to really get into the science and all that stuff, but I can easily tell you if something is worth looking into or not.
Right.
Makes sense.
And
I think that's all I had for that.
The days of salons, almost their brand used to be the product line. I believe, or I hope, that that's phasing out, and your brand is your salon, and then you have your mission, your core values, and you kind of pile on the things that align with that. But like, you are the forefront, where like 10 years ago, the brand kind of took over, the products took over. Like, they were like, what products are we having? And that's going to create my salon's like integrity and mission and all that. Where to me, in today's world, you create that. What do you want your salon to stand for? What are you trying to attract in it? And then what will help like put that story out there and tell that for you in a very consistent manner?
Yeah, I mean, the product line that you choose should complement you, not the other way around.
Correct. And I think that's shifting. And I don't think years ago that was how people were looking at it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they thought if they bring in these products, people will come in. Like, not necessarily. I've
been in salons that, and this is, I'm trying to be funny here, but I've been in salons that remind me of like someone's grandmother's house. Like, there's just tchotchkes everywhere.
Yes.
There's like their color brand, or their color bar is branded. Like, it has like giant, whatever brand, logo over the top and
all over it.
And then there's like a completely different brand next to it that's not even in alignment. Like, and then their retail area has like, say, 15 different product lines.
Right.
Maybe more I've seen. Yeah. And I'm like, this is just making a headache for yourself.
Yeah.
But also, and this is something we talked about with when Missy was on one of the last couple of shows, but like, the product reps are doing a good job there.
Yeah.
They're getting you to buy all the stuff.
They have a job to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember that.
And I respect that, but it doesn't mean it's a yes to everything all the time. You have to have, because what are you going to do? You're going to have 20 product lines, 25, 30? Where are you drawing the line?
I agree. We have such a respectful relationship. She stopped in yesterday with an appointment and had like the catalog, whatever. And she went to open it and she's like, none of what's happening this month appeals to what you and Todd are doing here. Like, you're not buying in these big intros and stuff for products, because we carry very minimal. We do most of our stuff through the affiliate links. So she's like, do you want me to leave this here? I'm like, no, you can take it. And she's like, that's what I thought. Yeah, this month just it's not for you.
Yeah, sure.
And I appreciate that, because she'll also let me try things that she thinks may align. She'll bring stuff in. And then she'll check back in. One thing she just dropped off, I'm like, it's not for us. And she's like, all right, I'll take it back. No big deal. The girl, we tried it and just wasn't going to replace what we were already using.
Yeah, you've got
a working relationship like that.
You should have a good relationship with your product reps from your distributors or wherever. Like, this stuff just keeps reminding me of when I worked in restaurants. I had really good relationships with wine reps and liquor reps and things like that, because that was my specialty. It's what I did. I created the bar cocktails. I wrote the wine lists and all that stuff. Fun fact about Todd: I used to write wine lists for restaurants. The reps. So I don't know if you remember this. I brought some to your dad. You might remember one year I was working in Newburyport, and a rep came in and they were like, hey, we're going to try all these wines. And I was like, cool. Who doesn't want to try wine? And they literally, Jen, busted open like fucking 3 cases of wine. And I was like, what are you doing? I can't taste all these. First of all, after I taste a few, it's like, that's it. I can't really, I'm not getting the unique flavors here or anything. So they used to just dump wine off. And I remember I brought like a case, because they're all popped open. And I'm like, I brought some to your dad. I'm like, Jim, here's a case of wine. I don't know. Maybe they're good. Maybe they're not, but you can have them. Like, because, and then I started to get specific, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do here. This is the vision of the restaurant. And I'm the person that's in charge of sort of carrying on that vision and building like our cocktail list and our wine list. So this is what I'm looking for. And before long, those 3 cases became like 3 bottles or 2 bottles. And they would stop by and they would be like, hey, Todd, there's this new really great vodka or whatever. It fits for this restaurant. And I would be like, bring it in. Let's see what we can do. And I would have our bartenders and I myself would like make cocktails with it, see how it works. What is it like? Is it what we're doing? And that's what you should be doing with products too. And when you have a vision and you're strong with your vision, that will get across to other people and they will stop wasting your time and their time with random stuff, just hoping something lands so that they can make a sale.
Right.
And a lot of times I think what happens is you just don't want to say no. So you're like, yeah, I'll buy it, you know, or I'll try
but now
it.
You're spending money that you didn't allot, or like, is it even in your budget? Is it in what you were trying to do that quarter of your company's year, you know? Like, you can't just say yes. But because most salons, I feel, do run on just feelings and emotions. So they're relying on you to have a feeling or an emotion and then just say yes, rather than be like, hold on, let me look and see if this aligns with it. Let me look if it checks these boxes, and then maybe I'll check it out.
Why do we even care about having good products?
Well, from the stylist perspective, it's how you're styling the hair and it makes the hairstyle better or worse, right?
And why do we even care about having products that would impact our health? Trying to segment into the next segment.
You're doing a great job.
No, you weren't picking it up. So we were going to talk about some health and wellness stuff here.
Sorry.
And we just thought it went together, right? You want to have good products that work, but you also want to have good products that are clean or cleaner. Okay. I know there's all these definitions and people are like defining. You have to define it for yourself at this point. I don't think clean beauty is a defined term anywhere. So I doubt it. No. And I actually,
there's all different levels.
Yeah.
Like for me, good ingredients and performance, they both have to have both of those. Right. So, but anyway, that's how we define it, right? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. And so when you're going on a trip and when you get back, I'm attempting to book somebody that is an expert on clean beauty. So I'm hoping we can dive in. Well, I'm not hoping, we'll be able to dive in with her.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. And just sort of dissect some of these things because I'm looking forward to the conversation because I'm going to learn a lot. But anyways, we're going to jump into why you should use clean products. It's better for you.
Yeah.
It's better for your health.
The less exposure you can have to harsh ingredients with whatever you're using will be better for your life for the long term.
And it's better for your clients, yes. But if you think about it, your clients are coming in once every 12 weeks, say, once every 8 weeks, whatever it is, and they're being exposed for like an hour. You're being exposed every minute, you know? Not every minute, but you know what I mean? Like constantly, all day, several clients,
every time you're mixing
all
it
week.
Up, doing it,
Yeah. So that
adds up.
That's why it's important there.
Yes.
Let's jump into, so before we jump into this health and wellness stuff, Lily, if you're listening, thank you. Lily was my secret Santa. This is the shirt that she got me.
It is epic. I do love it.
So thanks, Lily.
Nice job,
she did
Lily.
a great job. I'm going to have to point out I don't know if she listens or not. I think she said she does listen, but either way, what are some things we can do? Say you're always feeling run down and you are somebody that's not going to jump on social media and be like, it's okay to be run down and not eat all day and live off of a half a coffee. What are some things we can do? Like let's avoid it. Let's avoid that trash.
Yeah, for sure. I can speak from even, I guess, my routine because yesterday, one of our staff was like, you never get sick. Knock on wood, I hopefully don't. But it is rare that I get sick and that I get sick to a point where I'm bedridden. Like I can't tell you I think I was pregnant the last time that happened. But here's my daily, what?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, right? It doesn't happen. But there's a lot of things they don't see. So they just think like, oh, she just comes to work and she just stays healthy. But here's what I do.
Let me tell you something. The bike is going at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So you're on there getting in cardio like at 5 a.m.
like 5 days a week, right? So
Yeah.
I'm up between like 5 and 5:20, 5 days a week because
Usually you lift weights after.
Yep. And then my first thing is to get up. I take my vitamins, which is like a multivitamin, an antioxidant, whatever that looks like for me. So I take my vitamins, I fill up my water, I hop on the bike, and I ride the bike anywhere from 15, 20, 30 minutes, depending on how much time I have in the day. And then I come off the bike and I stretch a little and I do a little bit of weightlifting. And then I might have a little bit of coffee. I get myself ready, and then I pack my lunch. So I make a shake in the morning, which I have every day for breakfast, which has greens in it and protein powder. And I bring a backpack, which is a cooler, and I pack all my snacks, my lunch, and a huge, ginormous thing of water, 2 seltzer cans. So I'm fueling my body from the minute I wake up until I get home, and then Todd makes dinner and we have a healthy dinner at night. So I'm doing everything that I can control in my day to put healthy things in front of me. And that's why I think if I am becoming run down, my body is able to fight it because I'm giving it all the tools to do that. Then I see a chiropractor with a massage therapist at least every 6 weeks because I have shoulder issues and elbow issues and wrist because I've been doing this for so long, and that keeps my body in check. And it's another well check of like, where are we at? Or do we need to see you sooner next time? But these things become so important to me so that I can keep doing my job in my salon, our salon, but also so that I can be a mom to our 3 kids, a wife to my husband, and be the best person I can with that. But that takes consistency and drive and being organized, right? And being prepped.
So the organization and the prep, like we just passed the new year recently. So I don't want to get into like that sort of, the resolutions, and I'm going to change this year. You're probably not. Like you've said that for the past 10 years. You're not changing.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you can set yourself up for success. Like you have a routine and you stick by it. Mm-hmm. And that consistency compounds over time. So like you can always tell when I can tell too, you move different when you push your chiropractor appointment out. Like, so say a kid is sick, a kid has a cold or something, and you're like, oh, I'll move my appointment. And so you cancel your appointment and then you just forget, like, cause you're human, to rebook it. And then you're like, oh, I'm stiff here and I'm stiff here because you get out of that routine. Right. So that's the biggest thing. So for people listening, and when I have my gym, I always used to hate when people would compare like, this world-class athlete's morning habits. So if I do this stuff, I'll be a world-class athlete. No.
Right.
Just like if you wake up at 5 or whatever and jump on a bike to get cardio in, that might not work for you. So what you just laid out, Jen, your routine is a good example, but you should build out your own routine that's going to work for you. Yes. Like when I had my gym, some people worked out in the morning, some people worked out in the evening due to family, due to their jobs, due to whatever, right? So if you said you have to get up and work out in the morning for everyone, that's not going to work for everyone.
Right. And for me, if I don't do it in the morning, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I think is to figure out what is going to work for you and what you will do. Again, we just recorded an episode about social media and just sort of following monkey see, monkey do. Don't do that. There's so many people sharing their fitness routines out there. You can find something that's going to work for you, even if you don't know what you're doing. And at least doing
something is better than nothing. It doesn't even have to be like a full send. Like just moving your body, eating somewhat decent, drinking some water, like those.
Drinking some water.
Doing that consistently. Because there are people that don't drink water. It's bizarre to me. I drink so much water. It's crazy. But even if you just add water into your daily activities, you will feel better.
Yeah. And like you were mentioning the fuel, like, so I used to do a lot of nutrition counseling, and I've done a lot of things, huh? Anyways, I went to school for gym. That's what people used to say, but also for nutrition. So I would just figure out what works for people. So, and it could be a little change. I'll share a quick story. I remember, I had a guy that was coming in. He was pretty consistent. He was hitting his workouts. He was hitting them with good intensity. And he just hit that plateau that everyone hits, right? And then we got to work the problem. So like, why are you hitting this plateau? Because it's time to change something. You haven't changed anything. It's been like 3 months. You've been making progress. He got stuck, right? And his goal was weight loss. So I said, okay, I've seen you drink some Gatorades here or there, like constantly. And he was like, yeah, I just, I have to have that to get my workouts in, right? Good marketing. So I said, I bet you're drinking more calories than you realize. Mm-hmm. So let's eliminate that stuff or limit it if that's how we have to do it, right? I'd rather just eliminate it because you don't need sugary water. Like your body does not require that.
You're not working out that hard.
No, you're not. You're not.
You're not an Olympian.
You're not. So your body does not require that. It's just, like I said, it's good marketing. So anyways, over the next 30 days, he didn't have any sugary beverages. He cut it out. And then he was like, I was having soda too, like not a lot, but he was having soda like maybe once a week, twice a week. He cut that out, cut out the, electrolyte drinks and all that. He lost 15 pounds over the next 30 days and felt amazing. Yeah. So sometimes it's just a little change. And now he can decide, like, do I add that? Do I sprinkle that stuff in? I think he stayed away from it, but then you can do what you want. I'm sure his mind
was blown.
Yeah, for sure. Because you don't realize how much, like, whatever, like how much Gatorade you're drinking. Because you're like, I need this. How many
snacks you're intaking all day because you're not bringing meals, right? Like, there's
or ordering. Like, I don't prep my lunch, so I have to order something now. Well, that's not going to be as healthy or as fueling for your body. And I don't care. You can order a salad with grilled chicken on it. Still not as healthy. I guarantee you it's not as healthy most of the places. If you're just eating chicken and vegetables, great. But I'm guessing you're drowning it. There's cheese, there's dressing, there's all this stuff. So you've got to form your own habits. I think really that's kind of what it breaks down to.
Yes. And you have to be consistent with them. You see so many people, especially with the new year, going like full send. They're going to do all these things and it's too much. And by like week 2, they're done. They can't keep up. So that's why I say, like, add in water, maybe eliminate something.
I used to hate this time of year because so many people would come in and join the gym.
Attached to a gym, so trust me, I see it. Like, it's hilarious, to be honest. I'm like, how long are these people actually coming for? But I think if you can, you change a few things.
Yeah,
right?
not to be negative. Like, I hope if you've started some sort of journey, I hope you see it through. It's just the odds are that people fall off. Like you just said, we're attached to a gym. The parking lot is jam packed, but in a couple of months,
I was even giving them like next week, maybe they'll be like, that's too much.
Well, I was thinking, maybe
the snow came.
Well, I was thinking February, March, some snowstorms happen, and you're like, do I really want to get up and hit the gym? Right. It's easier to not. Nah. So go ahead. What were you saying before I rudely interrupted?
I think if you really, if wellness is really important to you and not getting sick and feeling good more often than not, if you're not drinking enough water, that is the simplest thing to add in. And then take a look at your diet, and there's probably something you can eliminate, in it daily, and replace with something healthier. And those two things, once you get done doing that consistently, then you're like, you know what, maybe I should move my butt a little bit more. And maybe you do 10 minutes of something. Like, it doesn't have to be everything at once, but if you add little things and then consistently do that, then you'll want to add other things on because you'll be feeling better. You'll feel more rested. You'll sleep better. Like, all of this will work towards feeling more well. That's
going to be the title of this episode.
I love it.
More well with Jen. What else can people do? I think there's so many different things, and having a background in it doesn't help me narrow stuff down because I feel like I need like a case study here. But so even we talked about moving, we talked about nutrition. Rest is equally as important. Mm-hmm. So we see people that sort of, I think it's done a little bit with humor in mind, but you see like the glorification of like the grind. Like, oh, I'm a boss babe. I got to grind. I got no time. I have to drink a coffee while I'm peeing, while I'm eating a protein bar because I don't have time. Like,
that was my life before. And I never thought it made anything successful. I was like, this is stupid. Why am I doing
so
this?
Dumb.
Like, it's so weird to me when people think like that equals success or is like something to be like proud of. It's not. Don't thrive or don't like try to be that person.
No.
Take it from my own stories. Don't.
I saw a dude on Instagram that was, I don't know, probably some crypto bro or financial person, but they were like to you, average people, I forget exactly what he said, but it was like to average people, they sleep 8 hours a day and then they work 8 hours a day and then they shut off. Well, I only sleep for 4 hours a day. So I have an extra half day. And then that 8 hours when I'm home hanging out, I don't go home and hang out. I just work. So I have 3 days in one day. And I was like, okay, like that's cool. If that's true, which it's not, I guarantee you that's not true.
Yeah. Your life sounds sucky.
Yeah, you have cool.
And very unhealthy.
Cool. You're constantly under a state of stress.
Yeah, somewhere you have to have some balance, right? I think
can even
eliminate.
You will break if you try to hit the gym as hard as you can. Look, I used to own a CrossFit gym, and intensity was the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
You came in, you went hard, but guess what? You went hard for like 10 to like 20 minutes.
Right.
And I didn't allow people to do that every single day. You can't do that every single day. You will break. So there needs to be recovery and rest in between. So if you're a hair pro and you're out there and you're young, and I get it. Look, we used to go out all the time too. You've got to get rest in somewhere. If you're staying up till 2, 3 in the morning, I don't know if people are doing that still, but I remember our days when we were younger.
Sure. Yeah.
I used to go
somewhere you have to put yourself first.
Yeah. I used to go to parties and then drive straight to work. That was insane. Like, you can't do that. And if you do that, you can't do it for very long. And then if you do try to sustain it, I was going to say your product that you're putting out is going to go way down.
Crash and burn.
And
something will give.
Yeah, something will give. So I think just if somebody's listening and they really want to make a change, I think just to try to create something that's maybe something that's fun, like something that you enjoy is something that you're going to do. If you're like, I love going for random walks to get an exercise, start with that.
Yeah.
And then
we went roller skating over New Year's Eve. It was so fun. I want to roller skate again. That was fun to me. Random.
Yeah, yep. That was random, but here we are. So yeah, if that's your thing though, if you want to go roller skating and that's what gets you moving, and then you are like, oh, I feel good, so I want to support this activity with another choice, like eating clean. You know what I mean? And then whatever, however that looks for you. I was going to say taking a walk because I felt like more people could relate to taking a walk than roller skating. But I think roller skating is coming back in our area.
I think so too.
There's like a resurgence. There's a brand new place that opened.
Yeah, it's wicked cool.
Yeah, I actually was shocked when we went there. I was like, this place reminds me of being a kid roller skating and then rollerblading. Yep. But anyways, take some vitamins, eat good food, drink water, get some rest, move your body. That's like the plan right there.
Do that.
So,
and do it often.
It doesn't change. You don't need any sort of crazy diet. I used to preach that all the time. Just, you know what, and there, again, just like clean eating or clean beauty is not defined, clean eating is also not defined. Trust me. Mm-hmm. So just eat foods that make you feel good. Again, that's not going to be the same. Some people will thrive off of, say, meats and vegetables, where other people can just eat like meat, right? Like a carnivore diet.
Right.
And there's not one right or wrong. It's just how do you feel, And if you're having plenty of energy and you're not feeling like, food shouldn't make you feel weighed down either. So, pay attention to that stuff. I'll stop rambling. We can wrap up. Do you have anything else to say?
All right. I
feel like we covered a lot of stuff.
Not. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, I guess. That will just abruptly end like this. Bye, everyone.
Go roller skating.